Welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple weeks, fellas, since I last made a video. Happy New Year, and of course, I'm sure you guys have already seen this on the Discord. I figured I'd make a quick video regarding my thoughts on each individual product, and a couple of things that seem to be missing that are not on the table for 2023, unless they're like, I'm sure they have some things that they're keeping close to their chest. But I guess, buckle up because this is going to probably be a longer video, just letting you guys know, because I'm going to try to go individually, one by one, with these right here. So, number one, let's get it started, right? January. So this month, we're about a week in. We're supposed to be getting the Revive skateboards for UFO and for Seance, along with the Metazoo streamer kits, which I think it's only open to a few people that qualify. But actually, it might be open for everybody. But either way, we're going to focus on the product itself. So I'm kind of my thoughts about Revive is not for me. The skateboards are cool, but there has been a lot of issues with the Wilderness Revive skateboards that kind of put me off of the actual product. It took them like 6 months, 7 months, something like that, since like probably longer. Well, when did the Revive skateboards for Wilderness drop? Like April, May, June, something like that. And they just barely started shipping in December, which I think several people have already received their skateboards, their Revive Wilderness. But for me, that doesn't. I guess that's quite a bit of a wait for a product that it's taking like 6 months to get here, right? By the time the UFO and the Seance Revive skateboards actually drop, unless maybe the reason we haven't seen the UFO and the Seance Revive skateboards at all is because they were actually planning on making sure that everything was in on time. Whether that's the case, I don't know. But personally, I won't be purchasing the Revive skateboards. For those of you that do, that's cool. They're pretty cool looking. They're cool display pieces. And of course, some of those promos are pretty rare. What I have noticed, though, is for those of you guys who are out there just trying to basically flip them or like buy and resell, what I did notice with Wilderness is that a lot of the Wilderness Revive skateboards, you can actually find them for cheaper than retail. Not the skateboards themselves, but like a sealed box. I was seeing them on the secondary market for like $100, which that's basically what these cost. So just kind of for those of you guys that are into selling, reselling, investing per se, whatever, into product, I don't know. Think about that one. It's going to take probably quite a bit of time before you receive them. And by that point, the hype for that set has already kind of, leveled down, and people are focusing on the next big thing. So the Revive skateboards, cool. Not for me. Might be for some of you, but not for me. So I'm definitely skipping that. Now, the interesting thing is that on this calendar, February is completely blank. Now, could that be a hint that there's something actually that will be coming out in February that they haven't actually spoken about? Maybe it's something that they can't reveal just yet. Because if you notice, every other month on this has something going on, whether it be like a convention or just something. And it's really weird that Metazoo would not have something in February, unless the Revive skateboards, one of those gets pushed back to February. Then all of a sudden February has a product, right? But there's several things that we've yet to hear about, and this is two things that were teased, were spoken about, and we have not officially heard any update on it, I believe. One being the Funkos, maybe February for Funkos, FNF, but I doubt it. The other being the Bear Walker skateboards. So it looks like they're still sticking with Revive all the way up until War. So is the Bear Walker thing still happening? Are they transitioning from Revive to Bear Walker, or is Bear Walker just going to be like an even more limited version of Revive skateboards? Like Revive could very well be like their partner long term. Bear Walker could be kind of like just what do you call it, like a collaborator every now and then. But there's no information on the Bear Walker skateboards. There's no information on this for Funko Pops. Last tease that we got for Funko Pops was that they're probably going to be eBay live exclusives. So keep an eye out for that. So nothing's happening in February that we know of yet. This is the official roadmap. But again, a lot of people are under contract. They may very well have something in February that they can't speak about yet. So that's February. In March, the Metazoo Foundation Gala. Now, for those of you who are not aware, the Metazoo Foundation is a charity that Metazoo created. I'm assuming this gala is going to be like any other charity gala where people show up, they dress up really nice and swanky and whatnot, and then you get dinner, you donate to charities. I'm assuming in this case there may be some sort of Metazoo related auction, Metazoo related promo for showing up to the gala. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. They're probably going to do a promo for showing up to the Metazoo Foundation Gala. But hey, it's charity. That's awesome. They're doing something for that in March. Whether it's going to be an invitation only or if people are just allowed to show up or buy tickets or whatever, we're going to find out hopefully by March. But this is a big one. The big one for Metazoo for Topps, right? For the first quarter. The biggest one out of this release, in my opinion, would be the Metazoo Topps Chrome. Now, Topps Chrome, from my understanding, and please don't kill me, I'm not a big Topps fan, but from what I understand, Topps Chrome is basically like their like cream of the crop, whatever you call it. Like it's high quality, Topps collectible cards. So people have been asking for this since before the first Topps collaboration. So I don't know. Considering all the issues that Topps have had, starting with the very first one all the way up and through Wilderness, we'll see how that one goes. I don't know how they're going to fix the issues. I'm sure that they've been working out the kinks. They've been trying to get everything ironed out per se, compared to the original Topps releases, because they were weighable, they were searchable. It was just not a fun product to open, knowing that if you bought from somebody online or whatever that was not reliable, they were probably weighing the packs or the boxes. So you weren't really guaranteed a hit per se, right? There were some people that got really lucky. They bought on eBay or whatever, and the seller didn't weigh them, and they got a hit. But for the most part, them being weighable is a really big problem. Makes it, unless you buy, a ton of them, and then you weigh them yourself, you're probably not going to get an actual hit, which is sad. Hopefully they fix that with Topps Chrome. Considering this is like their premium line, we'll see exactly how premium it is. If all it takes is a weight scale to figure out the hits, that sucks. Now we go into the next big set, the next big expansion to Cryptid Nation, which is Native. So far, all of the teases have been phenomenal. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to get deities and folklore from ancient, civilizations, ancient tribes, things like that. It's going to be really awesome. Like, the stuff that they've teased, really sweet. I think I vibe with Native more than I do with Seance, and I know people love the spooky stuff, but I'm really vibing with Native more so. And I would say thus far, guys, in my opinion, Wilderness has been the weakest set that they've released. I loved Nightfall. That was sick. Cryptid Nation 1, of course, like, it's evergreen. It's the first one. Wilderness was cool. Like, you had some Dragon of Akanto Falls and stuff like that. But really with UFO and then with Seance, and I feel like thus far Wilderness has been the weakest set to come out, and that says something. Like, that's pretty cool. But Native's coming April. What do I expect? I expect the same old. Again, if you buy it on release for $140 from people, that's cool. That's the cost of being first. If you wait a week or two, it goes down to $120. If you wait another 2 to 3 weeks, it probably goes down back to $90 to $100. Print run is staying the same from what I've gathered. 50,000 boxes, 50,000 of every product. We'll see what happens with Native, though, because the reason that Seance has kind of been staying in that same price range is the fact that I think the singles, like, it's a really funny thing that happened with Seance. Like the fact that the booster boxes were, mappable, um, and you could tell where the full holo hits were, and couple that with the fact that it was also clumped with with a lot of the Hateful Eight. Is it Hateful Eight? I think it is Hateful Eight. Yeah, with the Hateful Eight being clumped in boxes. So in other words, if a seller or a buyer of, let's say somebody bought a case of 12. Sorry, my screen just stopped recording. It was weird. Hopefully this doesn't stop after 10 minutes of recording. But like I was saying, with Seance and the clumping issues and the mapping issues, I feel like that's what's really caused that product to hold up so well, not only in the singles market, but also in the booster box market, because I honestly think those singles are propping up the pricing. Because if you pull a Possessed Aura, that's $120. If you get one clumped box with Hateful Eight, you can pay 2, 3, 4 boxes worth of Seance. So that's kind of what's going on with Seance, and why I think, that native may be different. If native, they've probably at this point, they've already corrected the clumping and the mapping issues that we know of for native. If that's the case with the same $50,000 print run for each individual product, I think native will probably be like $85 to $90 a box after a month or two after release. So it's probably going to hold in that range. 85 to 90 is my guess. That's what I'm calling it, because it should, again, most people should be getting hits. The singles should, the main singles should be less, right? So like whatever the big chase cards are, you're going to have that one chase card, which is probably going to be the auras or the dual auras, whatever it's going to be. That one's probably going to be the chase of the box. And then you'll have like whatever we're going to call native, the whatever it ends up being, the Hateful Eight, whatever it is. So native will do well. I think I vibe more with native than with Seance. Native has shown quite a bit, like again, with each set, the art keeps getting better and better, and then native having deities and folklore from ancient civilizations and, ancient tribes, older tribes, things like that. That's dope. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to see it. But besides native, now we're going into the arcade series, which is the Glitch Bit. I don't have any idea what Glitch Bit is. I tried doing some research on it before. But if this is an actual arcade system that comes out in arcades, then I'm very much looking forward to trying it out. I'm very curious to see what it is. Now, I guess my question at this point would be, is that Glitch Bit arcade series the big video game that people were talking about, or is that a whole separate thing? Because they were teasing like 2D sprites this whole time for the last year or so, and people were hyped. We were expecting like a Game Boy Color type of game, so we'll see what Glitch Bit is. But if Glitch Bit is the big video game that they've been working on for the last couple of years, I'm hoping that it can at least be ported over to something like a Switch, to where people can just, play it on the go or something, So we'll see what it is. I'm really hoping that this is not the video game that they've been working on for 2 years. And if it is, I hope it's long enough to be able to be ported over from the arcade to a, like a Switch or PC or something. Because I think everybody was kind of hoping we would get like a Game Boy Color cartridge type of thing, which I think they should have been able to partner up with somebody like Limited Run Games or something like that. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm cautiously optimistic on it. I want to see it first. I want to see how long it is, how it plays, and where we can play it, because it would have to be rolled out nationwide. Now, I have no doubts that this Glitch Bit arcade series will probably be in Texas somewhere. I have no doubt. I'm in the Austin area. The Austin area is a big Metazoo scene. It would be bonkers to me if they don't go put one of these arcade series systems with the Metazoo game at like a Pinballs or like a Austin Park and Pizza or something, because this is the biggest scene in Texas, in my opinion, or Texas in general is one of the biggest scenes for Metazoo. It just makes sense to make sure that these are in Texas arcades. Let's pray and hope. So Besides the arcade series, we got the native skateboard revive. Um, yeah, I don't know. Not a fan of it. Not my thing. However, if you like skateboards and you like the wall displays, that's cool. Like, have fun with it. I'm probably gonna hold off until the Bear Walker collaboration because the Bear Walker boards just look aesthetically pleasing, in my opinion, right? More so than the revives that I've seen. The revives are cool and all, but the Bear Walker ones that are like custom made and all that, like those are dope. So, besides native revive, the biggest announcement in my opinion was Hero Quest 3.0. Now, Hero Quest 3.0 is in the summer. So with it being in the summer, that's gonna be a banging product, dude. It's in my opinion, it's the perfect way to segue into war, um, because I mean, Hero Quest is just a cool looking set, man, and you know, a lot of the several of the artworks I should say have been inspired by like other media franchises, popular pop culture items, things like that. Sam Sinclair in Hero Quest 1.0 looking like forgot the dude's name. My weeaboo card is gonna get rejected now, but from Akira, like Tetsuo. What was it? Tetsuo? Yeah, Tetsuo. So he was looking like Tetsuo with his cybernetic arm, like that is dope. I love that artwork. That's probably one of my favorite artworks that they've come out with, just based off that reference. So I'm looking forward to Hero Quest 2.0 and Hero Quest 3.0, which we've yet to see what 3.0 is. Are we gonna get more blisters? Are we gonna get a booster box? What are we gonna get? I don't know, but it's fun. I'm excited. It's gonna be dope. And let's see if it stays the same size. It seems like Hero Quest is such a big subset. Like if you combine Hero Quest 1, 2, and 3, you would get an entire product, an entire set, like a whole other native at this point. So could be a good idea. Instead of doing it, maybe doing like a Hero Quest combination into one giant booster box and making all those cards second edition to somehow let people still collect the first Hero Quest, or we'll see. But Hero Quest 1 will always have a lot of value. That Mothman is sick. Still about $400 in the secondary market. Hero Quest 2.0, can't wait to see what it brings. I have like 20 of them that I pre-ordered back in like whatever it was. So we'll see. I might open them. I might I don't know. It's so hard. I really like it. So we'll see. I might do a video of me, opening them up and if I get any duplicates or whatever, selling the duplicates off and things like that. So that'll be cool. Now, here comes the big thing that people have been waiting for. Specifically, I've been waiting on this book, and I think a lot of people have been. The Cryptonation 1 book, which was supposed to come out originally this past summer, got delayed, I'm assuming, just because, life is busy. Mike had X amount of time to write and then publish and get it all going. So book 1, Cryptonation, coming out tentatively, is that how you say it? Tentatively in July. Will it be at San Diego Comic-Con where people can buy a copy? Who knows? But they're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. If you've noticed, they've started kind of upping their game from just only showing up at the smaller conventions to actually showing up to the main ones. So San Diego Comic-Con being there, they're getting more and more exposure each and every year. That's phenomenal. Hopefully we get a lot more fans, more players, more collectors out of this. But besides that, there's also supposed to be animated shorts coming in July. Now, I'm kind of torn. I understand the reasoning behind doing shorts. Budgetary constraints, cheaper to do it as a short versus a full-blown series right off the bat. Testing the waters, testing the market, seeing what people think, what needs to change before they fully, dive into that sort of investment for the property. But really, I think the biggest one that people haven't really thought about is, think about it. What is the number one social media platform right now that every teenager and their parents use? TikTok. So if they create these animated shorts and they release them on TikTok, with the potential of them going viral on TikTok and you know, having this broad exposure on TikTok, which, if you guys aren't aware, TikTok is a huge market for items like that. I've heard of people that they watch a TikTok, they see a product, and they go buy it. Like right then and there. They thought it was cool, like, I'm going to buy it. I know people like that. I can only imagine what will happen if these animated shorts are streamed per se or released on platforms like TikTok. It's just huge exposure, less of a risk, you know, less upfront money. So I think it's a smart way to go about it. Personally, obviously, I want the full length series, but I will take the animated shorts. I pray and hope that these are high quality animated shorts. They were going on and on about how they were partnering with one of the best animation studios in the country and this and that. I expect some like high quality animations. Like if it doesn't look like Fate Stay Night, we're doing something wrong. I'm messing with you. But no, I want something high quality. It's okay that the shorts, let them be high quality animation. I like personally, if you guys saw the that one short that they released with the Cumberland Dragon back with the Wilderness, I wasn't a fan of the art style in that short. That's just me. Maybe you guys did. Personally, I expect higher animation quality. Like if you're gonna animate something, you know. So, with that out of the way, now we're in August, and I told you guys this was gonna be a long video. We're at like the 22-minute mark or whatever at this point. So, August. Wow, and actually I just noticed this. So check this out. So in August, it looks like they finally lined up the Revive skateboards and the set that they're for. That's good. That's good. That's a good sign. We'll hope that that's the case. Again, not a product for me, but I totally feel for you guys that buy it, have to wait like 3 to 4 months. And then, you know, I tried buying the Wilderness one. I waited 6 months. I canceled back in November. I didn't want it no more. I was done with it. But hopefully you guys fare better this next year coming up with a Revive. So War. So personally for me, I've been hearing War. I hear the hype behind War and why people really are stoked for it. But I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I feel like I'm more stoked for the Seven Seas set because I'm just a sucker for pirates and sea myths and things like that. Like that's really dope and creepy, cool looking stuff. But War is supposed to be this huge war between the good cryptids and the bad cryptids. You got the He Who Shall Not Be Named, and then you have the Sam Sinclair and Rose Robinson and I'm assuming Adam Ackler, etc. in war, teaming up to defeat the evil person, right? There's a Mothman in War. He's coming back in War. And if I'm being completely honest with you guys, any set that has a Mothman at this point is guaranteed to be the chase card. Although, I will say, the Mothman from Nightfall, a full hollow Mothman from Nightfall, is still only $20. So, could it be that he may not be the chase? Probably. Now, the other thing we haven't seen, now here's the kicker. Oh my God. Now that we're doing serialized cards, starting with Wilderness, and then UFO just blew it up with the 10 cards that got sent to space. 10 of each card that got sent to space. And then you got Seance with their hollows, which I wasn't a fan of the possessed hollows or whatever. They really should, in my opinion, they should have probably done a different art style for it. It would have been way cooler. But now that we have serialized cards, can you imagine a serialized Mothman in a war? They would be nuts not to do it. I just want, like if War comes out and Mothman's in it, and they don't do a serialized Mothman card, they're not doing it justice. Can you imagine a serialized 1 out of 10 Mothman? Can you just imagine that? And let's say they do it like in a different art style, alternate art, whatever you want to call it, but it's serialized, right? Similar to the UFO secret rares. If they do something like that, and there's a Mothman in there, dude, dude, that Mothman serialized rare would be nuts. It would be rarer than the sample cards. It'd be nuts. So I hope that they're doing a serialized Mothman for War as a secret rare. They could have multiple serialized cards. They can do different foiling techniques like they did with Seance. They can do alternate art, whatever. If there is an alternate art Mothman serialized secret rare, the set is gonna sell out. I doubt it, but either way, like that'd be great, right? But as I mentioned before, Revive Skateboards War will be coming out same month, which is good. Hopefully that's the case for you guys. So again, War is supposed to be this big culmination of things, and it's kind of like, almost the end of Cryptid Nation. In fact, I think it is the end of Cryptid Nation, because after War, we have the SCP set, and then we have the 7C set. If I'm not mistaken, the 7C set is supposed to be us going from Cryptid Nation, aka the United States and whatnot, heading over to Yokai Island. So War is kind of the end of the Cryptid Nation block, if you think about it. Should be. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments below. But War should be the end of the Cryptid Nation block, officially, right? Now, the next thing is the Metazoo online TCG client. I'm looking forward to it. I am mildly optimistic. They've been working on this for like 2 or 3 years. This is needed for a lot of people to get into the game, for a lot of people to understand the game mechanics better. There's a lot of people that don't have access to LGSs or don't have the time to go to an LGS to play the game, right? So if they can do this correctly, if they pull it off, phenomenal. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to try it out. I'm even thinking of reviewing it, seeing how easy it is to use for new players, because I haven't really played the game. So I will likely be reviewing that for y'all and let you know my thoughts on it, where I think they could, be better at, in my opinion. So that's cool. That's coming. Very much needed. Now we get to probably my most, I guess it would be my second most, like, crap, what do you call it? Like my number one for 2023 is 7Cs. Just because I think it's dope. I mean, Pirates and Pirate Legends and things like that, we should be getting quite a bit of those things, which is awesome, right? SCP Foundation comes in second. Now, I've heard of SCP. I read a few SCP, articles on the SCP website when I was in middle school, high school, that sort of thing. But I've never been an adamant follower of SCP, like lore. Now, the art that they released for the SCP set, phenomenal. I can't say anything about it. Phenomenal. Now, from my understanding, SCP is now a full blown set, very much like Seance, or it's supposed to be a full blown set. But I also think it's a special set, so that one is likely to sell out. Unless they end up printing 50,000 boxes of these, then, But I'm pretty sure this is a special set. Only going to come out this year. Maybe they do this SCP 2.0 next year or whatever for Halloween. We'll see. Not going to lie, SCP has a lot of followers, a lot of awesome lore, a lot of creepy cryptids, right? So that is definitely something to look forward to. SCP is on the top of my list. Second place, baby. Second place for me. So, New York Comic Con. Sorry, I'm blocking it, aren't I? New York Comic Con. As I mentioned with San Diego Comic Con, them going to, the major Comic Cons every year going forward would probably be essential to their growth, right? It is essential that they go to these type of Comic Cons each and every year, and I'm gonna show you guys their schedule right now for the year, for like the conventions that they're gonna go to. It's a long list, but the really important ones are going to be the major ones, because that's where you have the most foot traffic. It's ingrained in popular culture. If you're there, and every year people will continue to see Metazoo, they will continue to hear about it. They will see people lined up in Metazoo. They will see people with Metazoo cards. Like, it's essential. Now, the people that go to these Comic Cons, they may walk by there the first year and be like, whatever, right? I'm sure there's been companies that go there one year and then they never show up again, and But if Metazoo can have a presence at these Comic Cons each and every year, they will be extremely successful. They will get into people's like field of vision, in their bubble per se. I think I read somewhere that the average amount of time that people see an advertisement before they buy is like 5 or 6 times, or like it stays ingrained in your head after about 5 or 6 times. So if Metazoo goes for the next 5 years, every year, you're going to see extreme growth within the next 5 years for Metazoo. It's bound to happen. It's a great move on their part. I'm sure it's really expensive to get a Comic-Con booth, and I think they're next to some major players. So that's going to be awesome. I may go one year. I've been meaning to go to a Comic-Con, and who knows, I might just go with my wife one of these years coming up and go check out their booth, see what they're offering, right? Now, November, nothing really major other than the Metazoo streamer kits. This is kind of where people stop shopping. They're starting to shop for Christmas, things like that. And then, of course, December, one of the biggest things that I've been waiting for, besides 7 Seas, is the Metazoo Comics reboot, I assume. So, not necessarily reboot, but they're actually making Metazoo comics, not graphic novels, actual comic books. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see the artwork in the comic books. As you guys probably know, like, the art in comic books is phenomenal. Can't wait to see it. If Poncho's in charge of the comic books as he was with the graphic novels, dude, he's going to do awesome. His art is amazing. Can't wait to see what he brings to the table in a full comic book format, if he is in charge of the comic book format. But, of course, we ended with 7 Seas. Yar har. I love me some pirates. And I can't wait to see it. This is supposed to be, again, the in-between set between Cryptid Nation and Yokai Island. This is the boys, the lads, the group of friends getting on a ship and heading to Yokai Island for the next adventure, right? And we don't know what that means yet. Like, is it going to be just a regular hopping on a ship going type of thing, and like, Yarhar, we're going to Japan, to Yokai Island? Or is this part of, I'm assuming this is part of the overarching story. Something probably happens in war. After that, they're forced, or not maybe forced, but they're having to go over to Yokai Island to see what's causing an issue or whatever. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to see the 7 Seas cards. It's going to be phenomenal. And that's it. Now, again, there's quite a bit of things missing, in my opinion, from here. Again, one, the Funkos. Funko Pops were announced last year. We were teased with the designs. We were told they're probably going to be eBay exclusive drops, like the Seance Tarot cards and things like that. When is that happening? Now, I will say, being a Funko Pop fan, I do know that quite a bit of Funko Pops were delayed, even from this last year that just passed. I pre-ordered products in February and March, and just now received them in December and January. Like, that's how bad the Funko Pop production has been after COVID, right? Oh no, I said the C word. Demonetized. But I don't make any money off these videos. I don't have monetization. But after COVID, the Funko Pop production just terrible. Like, absolutely terrible. So maybe that's what's going on. They're having a hard time getting these produced. Of course, Metazoo being a smaller company, it's probably harder for them to get on Funko's schedule to get the Funko Pops produced when they have Disney and Marvel and DC Funko Pops that sell like gangbusters. Obviously, those would take priority over Metazoo. So I'm really hoping that we see an update this year regarding the Funko Pops. And who knows? Maybe we'll see something in February because it's blank. Maybe we'll see it in October because there's something in the middle there. Maybe we'll see it in July. Now, for those of you new to the Funko Pop game, there's San Diego Comic-Con exclusives and there's New York Comic-Con exclusive Funkos. Maybe they're going to be dropping the Funko Pops in person there. I don't know. We haven't heard. We'll figure it out. But figured I'd let you guys know Funko Pops would be coming hopefully this year, assuming no other manufacturing delays occur. Based on what I've been seeing and the eBay exclusiveness aspect of it, I don't see those Funko Pops being massively produced, which means they're probably going to be worth some money down the road. At least the eBay drop, if that's what they're still doing, right? Those eBay exclusives can fetch a pretty penny depending on how many were produced and things like that. Now, we'll see. I don't know. I have nothing else to say at that point other than that's something I definitely want to get, whether it's just one Funko Pop that drops or whether it's 4 or 5. Typically, Funko likes to drop about 5 or 6 Funko Pops in a set. We'll see. We'll see. But that's basically the entire 2023 calendar that they have released to us. But wait, there's more. You thought this video was over, but it's not. Really quick, let's kind of go over the festivals, right? So January and February, there will be no conventions or anything like that going on for Metazoo. Starting in March, there's 2 major things happening. One is going to be the towers. I think it's the first tower, which is the water tower? Whatever that tower is. The first tower is revealed, and there's the Frogman Festival. So similar to how they did the Mothman Festival this last year, they're going to show up to Frogman because Mothman and Frogman are arguably their 2 biggest cryptids, right? It's kind of like Pikachu and Charizard at this point. So Frogman Festival, I believe that's going to be their first year going, is March. April, we have another tower revealed, and then the native release party. If it's anything similar to the last release party, I'm sure it'll require some sort of entry. We'll see. Or like UFO, same thing, you buy a ticket, show up or whatever. That's going to be cool. I wonder if they're going to have this at like some indigenous reserve or something cool, you know. After that, we have another tower, and they're going to be at the Hodag Heritage Festival. That's awesome. June, July, August, September, as you can see, every single month, starting in March through September, there will be a new tower revealed. This is mainly for players of the game. I'm sure the people who play it have been researching it like crazy because they have revealed that each tower is, like $50,000 in prizes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So like $350,000 for the taking. That's awesome. Of course, keeping with the yearly tradition, they're going to be at Kansas City Collecticon and Long Beach Collecticon. Really sad that I'm not seeing a Dallas Collecticon. I didn't get to go this past year. I was hoping to go this year to go see them over there. I guess I'll be missing out on that one. September, we got the Mothman Festival. It's probably going to be a huge thing again. It was very, very successful this past year, I should say. And then we're finishing it up at New York Comic Con with the Caster's Cup apparently being there at New York Comic Con. I can't even begin to imagine how much that is costing Metazoo. Like, to not only get a Comic Con booth, but then to also be able to host a Caster's Cup tournament there for $1.5 million. The $1.5 million tournament. That is nuts. So, that's it, fellas. That's all I got for you guys today. I know it's like a 40-minute video. It's probably my longest video on this channel, but figured I'd break this down for you and give you guys my thoughts on each individual product. It's going to be a good year. I'm hoping it's going to be a good year. This outline here, it's a good year. Can't wait to see this. Can't even imagine how dope it's going to be once we get to 2024 with Yokai Island. So, let's look forward to it. And again, please, for the love of God, please get a serialized Mothman chase card in War. Just let it be the secret rare. Let it be one of the secret rares for War. It will sell like crazy. And whoever pulls the serialized Mothman, congratulations. You're about to get a mortgage on a new house.